Good morning, cyber traders, and happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome back for another exciting morning here at 9 a.m. in New York time. Big day today. Hopefully, everyone's a little got their popcorn ready to see what's going to happen with the debates today. Obviously, the big presidential election. A couple of things I want to basically cover because a lot is going to affect the stock market. And that's really why we're here, right? It's not about if you're a Republican or Democrat. Remember, I always try to tell everyone here, we try to keep politics out of, doesn't go well when people have different views. But when it comes to trading, we are the same party. And the party is one is going to talk about one type of economics and the other one's going to talk about different economics, and it's going to affect certain stocks. And, one thing we have to focus on is depending on what their views are, certain stocks are going to react certain ways and so on, and especially who wins the election too, because what's going to happen is that is going to spill into, certain agendas that they have, and that's going to affect the certain industries that we get involved in. If it's EV stocks, if it's military stocks, if it's whatever it may be, it will affect it. It could be cryptocurrency, it could be anything. But that's why we love this job. And you know what? The market likes change because it does cause volatility. Because remember, we don't have volatility, we don't make any money, right? We sit here, we watch all day, we don't do anything. But anyway, there's a couple of stocks that are moving pretty well this morning. We'll talk a little bit more about and watch the level 4 on this stock. BSFC was a really nice move so far this morning. Unbelievable run up from 8:30 this morning. Some of you here did really well on it. Pop from 180 to $3 whopping dollars. Okay. If you just grabbed 50 lousy stinking cents out of that trade on 1,000 shares, on a little bit more than almost $1,000 investment on there, you made your 500 a day. You should be done. There's your nice little 6-figure salary. So enjoy the rest of your day, cyber traders, if you did well on that. For the rest of you, like anything else, there's 25,000 stocks out there. There's a lot more we're going to go through, and we're going to spend some time looking at it. But before we do that, let's go out there and do some shopping. But I want to talk about what happened yesterday, because we did have a couple of really good moving stocks. I do want to start off with Amazon. I averaged up and I bought more Amazon. Okay. I did a video on it. I will post a link up there really quick. Hopefully everyone here has been following me on Instagram, YouTube, whatever you're a fan of, TikTok, whatever it may be. But I did a really big video of this stock. You should watch it because I specifically point out that Amazon is breaking all-time highs, but there's one major problem with Amazon, and you have to watch the video to see what I'm about to show you on it. So we'll post that link for all of you out there. Anyway, regarding about that one's still doing well. I would keep that on the watch list. It's on the swing list. It's on every list. All right. So all-time highs. Basically what I said about Amazon, just give you a heads up, a little sneak peek, could be the next NVIDIA. That's what you got to look at. All right. Anyway, great run up. You can see here, just absolutely fabulous. 186 all the way to a whopping 194. All right. So that's Amazon. That moved up pretty well. Tesla also. I actually bought Tesla. I didn't buy Tesla. I bought the ETF, which is a lot cheaper, which was $9. Okay. So, but it's pretty funny. Everyone has an ETF. I just really thought about this. Amazon have has an ETF? I don't think so. Does it? Because if it is, we never traded it. But anyway, TSSL, I bought that one. That one had a good move. And remember how we taught you how to trade Tesla, okay? Because Tesla, you can't see the level 4 on TSLL. And I put a couple screenshots in the cyber group room. But if you want to trade something less expensive and you can't trade Tesla, you just trade the ETF. And that one worked out great too. So these are all brand name stocks that were actually very rare that we trade in the cyber group room. A couple of inexpensive stocks. This one had a really nice move too yesterday. WEND ran from like $2.50 up to $5. Very cheap little stock right there. GRDI? I think that was also GRDI. Also had a really nice move, and it's been a great swing trade for some reason. You could see that stock ran from $1.80 all the way up to about 10 o'clock, ran to about 320. Another very inexpensive stocks. CCL, you know what? They can't beat earnings. They did great. And you know what? They like it. They love the stock. The stock did really, really well. Abdul did pretty well on the BSFN. Okay, wow, nice way to go, Abdul. There you go. Let me just share that in the Cyber Group room. Actually, in our reach stream, Abdul in the Cyber Group in our trading room did pretty well on that trade. Look at that. Nice little move on that one. In and out. Good for you. Anyway, cruise stocks are doing pretty well. And you know what? You probably can't trade Royal Caribbean. What is it? RCL, I believe. Yeah. Royal Caribbean doing great. $161. You know, I'm really ticked off. I owned that stock during COVID. When we had the COVID, I think it went from like 140 to went all the way down to $20. Remember that? And went to about 100. Did pretty well on that. But look at that. Doing incredible. Incredible. Listen, I'm a fan of cruises. I know people despise them. They get grossed out of them. But you know what? Stock's doing great. People like cruises. Sometimes it's cheaper than getting in a hotel and traveling and airfare and stuff like that. But yeah, cruise companies doing phenomenal. Sold out. They raised their prices. They're doing excellent. Great move on that stock too. Roblox, RBLX was another good mover yesterday. 35 to 34. GOEV, another one. Very slow, but very level one stock, but that one did pretty well. So all those stocks did pretty well. Now, listen, like I always say, let's turn the page. Let's talk about what's going on today. Now, if you're watching on social media, just to let you know, every Thursday, we're going to broadcast live. So we're going to go up till 10:30. So do not log out. We're going to, you know, like once a week, we give you guys a little treat. But if you always want to come and join us and you want to be in the trading room, you could hang out all day. Let me put the link up there, little QR code, so you can post up there. You guys could join our workshop. I'm going to do a workshop today too at 12 o'clock. So today's a fun day of education for everybody on social media. But Cyber Group members, let's go through some of the watch lists, see what's moving in the market. First of all, Eli Lilly, you know, I've been a fan of that. That stock is just keeps inching and inching and inching, get closer and closer and closer to that high. That one's doing great. LLY is doing fabulous. We had that ETF too, right? Yeah, that one's doing pretty well. Ooh, backed off a little bit. What else we got? Just look at some brand name stocks right here. All right, so that's pretty much does it on the brand names that we got going on here. Now let's go back what is moving right now. So we got the BSFC. That one's doing pretty well. Let's go look at the level 4 to kind of point out what's going on. So for everyone here that wants to know why the stock made a big run up on social media, here you go. That stock had a big iceberg order for 25,000. And then somebody just bid it up right here. You could probably see it. You might, there you go, right there. You see that little red line right there. That order right there is for 19,000. So that stock is obviously looking pretty good too. That one is on top of our list, BSFC. Let me move this over here on the right and see what we got going on. So everyone should remember this stock right here because we did trade it back in May. It did run from $2 up to a whopping $7. But just by remember looking at that trade, it was a short squeeze, okay? And if you don't know how to trade a short squeeze, go watch the video that I did on it, okay? Because short squeezes, you could do well, just like GameStop, short squeeze, and sure enough, you could see you don't want to get caught holding the bag. But that one is doing really good, big percentage gainers. That's the top of the list. Here's another one that's moving. I like the volume of the stock a lot, but what happened on this stock right here is that a big iceberg order just got filled at 480. So I was a fan of it. Now I'm not. I'll show you what I'm talking about. See right here, big order right there at 450. See that big red ball right there? You see that big red bar on the bottom? That means that a lot of transactions went off on the bid. I'll put it on the B list, but unless something happens, someone shows up and bids it up, we're going to put that on the wait list right there. We'll put that on the level, level 2 list, the B list. Anyway, another stock that's moving up pretty nicely too. Big orders showed up right here. I kind of like this stock right here too. This one's moving great. 1.4 million shares. Got a good spread. You can see on level 2 right now, you got NASDAQ right there at 87. 100 shares. That order is right there. You see that right there? So it's been holding there pretty strong. That one's looking pretty good. Kala. Kala. We'll put that one on there. Meds. Did we like this one here? No, I wasn't crazy about this one. I didn't put that one on the list. This one's got some really good volume. 8 million shares. All right. Really, really nice little stock. Big iceberg order here at, I see a 450. Okay, so that's probably right there. Okay, it is at 450. Yeah, it's 15,000. So that's holding pretty strong right there. That could be a good buy right there. VIGL. We're almost there, 450. It is trending down. It was up there. But that one looks like, if it holds there, it could be a good one right there. All right. Fun. That one looks like it's moving again. So that one's got a nice little push right there. Did I put it on? Yeah, I do got a level 4 order here. All right, orders over here around $8. They started pushing it down. I'll show you what I got going on here. See right there? Big seller showed up, 9,000, 5,000. So it started going down. Once he showed up, that's why I went down to 690. So that was that order right there. That pushed it down. Anyway, it's got good volume. It's got a good movement. I'm going to put this on the B list. PHUN. Anything else? 12%. All right. Now, once we get about 10%, we're going to scratch everything out there. I did look at the big losers. I didn't see anything great. WBA, this one's getting hammered. I mean, it looks terrible, but it's not really down that much. Only down about $3. But the chart just looks horrible. WBA, I don't know if that probably could still be a short. WBA, put that on there. Don't be afraid to short, fellow traders. New York Stock Exchange, I didn't see anything, and nothing showed up. Restoration Hardware, I don't think anyone's going to trade it. Ooh, BlackBerry, there you go. Made the big list at 6%, big deal. LEVI, that's on the losers list. HIMS, ooh, what happened here? HIMS has been having a really good run-up. Doesn't look like it's doing too well this morning, huh? Doesn't look like an earnings announcements or anything like that. Could be some profit taking. Grant's bringing up the BSFC is doing great, Grant. It's doing really, really good. Nice little push. I mean, that really is the big winner right now so far. So is it ever too late to trade it? You know it's very too late for? It's too late for the traders out there. Let me post this up there. It's too late for the traders out there that don't have access to pre-market. This is why a lot of you that are watching on social media, this is why we start trading right around 8 o'clock this morning to benefit from stuff like this. But that's the news on him. Sim shares trading lower after Hunter Brook issued a short report on the stock. Okay, so that's the news on that. Okay, thanks a lot, Rich, for sharing that. All right, breaking news. Anyway, that's our list. So what we're going to be doing right now, fellow traders, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a 15-minute break. If you're watching on social media, lucky for you, we're going to be broadcasting for the next hour or two for you guys also. And then don't forget, I just posted a link up there, 12 o'clock. We're going to do a quick demonstration and teach you a little bit more about how to trade today's volatile markets and how to trade today's and what you should be listening in today's presidential election. All right, guys. I'll post a link up there in a minute. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. And like we always say, trade safe, and don't get too cocky this morning, all right? So if you see something, say something. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, traders, we are off to the races. There we go. All right. So we got just waiting for Josh to log in about one more minute. He's having some audio issues, but yeah, we got the BSFC working up pretty well right now. Hopefully everybody's been following it along. Just remember, let's wait the first 5 minutes. That's not got too crazy. Let's see what we got going on here. John, you're in from 280. Look at you. That's a nice little 50-cent move. I would be a little, I mean, just be careful of where are we on that stock right there? A lot of orders showed up. Just, it's got the range between, you got the buyers and sellers between 360 and 315. Okay. Getting a little bit of a jump right here. You can see right there, fellow traders. Oh, there we go. Nice little pop right there. Volume just came in, took out, looks like it just took out the 360. It's doing a little bit of a slingshot right there. So looking pretty decent. There we go. 365. All right, while some of you are still looking for another stock, we're going to put this one over here on the left-hand side. And because some of you are probably missing out on something else, get the mic a little bit closer for some of you here to listen in. Yeah, there's that iceberg order at 360. He's having a tough time breaking 360 on the BSFC for some of you traders out there. A couple other ones that are moving. Remember, you got two level twos right here. You got one on the left, so you can see it over here on the left. That's why you always want to have two execution systems. Just seeing if there's anything else out there. Shopping. How are those other stocks that we found? Okay, so we got, looks like it took the guy out. We're getting a ladder effect kicking in right now. See it right there. Red ball means somebody just got executed. Big block order. What do you think, traders? It's like almost like a level, what? Level 3? Maybe a 4? Just checking out that WBA also. WBA. Just bring up level 4. Wow, a lot of program trading kicked in on this stock. You could see it right there. Look, all the program trading kicked in. 100,000, 60,000, 93,000. Looking pretty good there. I'm going to put Amazon here. It's Amazon making a nice little push right there. By the way, did everyone get a chance to watch the Amazon video that I made? I don't know if everyone had a chance to watch a little sneak peek on it, but want to see if that order's still out there. Yep, he's still out there. So just want to show you right there. You can see how program trading kicked in. This is the order I'm worried about. There's that 600,000 share seller at 200. So if anybody here trades options, I bet if you look out there, there's probably a big strike price at 200. So it looks like we're still holding pretty strong with this BSFC. Damn, this thing's volatile. Nasty shakes. Those candlesticks right there are almost like 30 cents. Definitely category 3 and higher. Okay. Yeah, we just posted that little image right there for you. Everybody could see that on the Amazon, the big iceberg order. S&P is up. Dow is down a little bit. Walgreen Boots Alliance. They're talking about it right now. It's the one stock that's taking a hit right here. Okay, there's that short. I'm going to hop over here really quick. So here's that big order right there at 90,000 on the WBA. You can see that to see if he's going to do a refresh. You got 87,000 on the bid right now. 90 looks like he just added to it. 93. Zoom in a little bit closer for you. 94. Looks like he's adding. 100,000. Just watching that big iceberg order on WBA. Ooh, and he was smacked done. Not looking good for that stock. WBA. So anyway, that's been a really, really nice short. Honestly, it's a lot more safer to trade than the BSFC. So even though you think this stock is cheaper, this stock is a hell of a lot more volatile. All right. A couple other stocks that we had on the watch list. You know what? Somebody came out there and bid another 91,000 shares on WBA. And now stock's going right back up. Could be a short squeeze. Another slow-moving stock. I didn't put it on the watch list. I didn't really think it was going to be worth it, but BlackBerry is also moving pretty decent. They had a nice little pop right there. I got to take some stocks off my watch list.
There we go, Fausto. Get the Chris Collinsworth slide in right now, right? Finally, a little audio issue, but we're good to go.
Okay, that's fine. It happens.
Yeah. You know, that BSFC, though, that was such a good pre-market trade at first. I really didn't think it was going to hold as well as it did, just because, just yesterday was kind of slow, and this was a pop and drop at first. But, good to see it had the legs to keep going up.
It sure did. And also the Kala, just let everybody know, there's a lot of orders that are showing up right here. You could see the big orders showed up between 590 and it's testing these highs over here at 670. That was the other one that was on the watch list this morning. Rich is calling out the BlackBerry. He's got a huge 500,000 share iceberg at.
Yeah, right now I was also looking, this is just more from like the swing basis, long-term basis, Fausto. Just so Bitcoin make a little higher low on the chart. That's something I'm looking at today just to see make like a better move up over time.
Which one's that?
Just the Bitcoin altogether and the Bitcoin stocks. Right now it's at like 61.7. It was at 61,000 when you were doing the morning meeting, I think.
It took a big hit, Bitcoin, huh?
I gotta get all my stuff loaded back up right now to reboot my computer here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amazon. That I mean, even on a long-term basis, I remember you made a couple of videos even before this week at 190. At $190, and then it broke that yesterday. Now it's 195 and 200 after that.
The Amazon trade you're talking about? Yeah, I made a lot of videos. The video I made yesterday was exclusively on Amazon. So, by the way, that big iceberg order on BlackBerry got filled for 500,000 at 250.
I always mix up BlackBerry and Bed Bath Beyond. Just my dyslexia as a trader kicks in.
Well, you can't do it anymore because it's out of business. Yeah.
He's still in
It's
my
not.
head though, right? Just like, oh, Bed Bath. Oh, it's like, oh, BlackBerry. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah, it's out. Not there
Yeah,
anymore.
but that BB trade, like, hey, the more can like crash into that 250 level, there's a good chance to see continuation on that.
This is pretty cool looking chart. You could see this right here. Everybody's kind of show it there. You could see how these big iceberg orders are just showing
Reese asking here in the
600,000.
chat, Fausto, so are we out on BSFC? Well, as far as being out, this is where we say, like, we teach you how to follow the levels, right? So as far as resistance, even earlier, I was calling out 3 as resistance. It broke over that. Just in class yesterday, we were focused around the 50-cent levels and whole numbers as, iceberg levels. So it looks like it kind of just failed breaking higher off at 350. At that point, you got to realize show is more often than not over. And then with that, just had a pretty big crash just a moment ago.
Yeah, it's testing big support levels right here though. If it breaks this, remember I talked about this in when I said that when I brought it up in the morning meeting. Just be careful. The stock was a short squeeze back in May. We traded this stock. It ran from 2 to 7. So it's what that's you could see how everyone got out and took their money. That's okay. And if it went up to $5, $6, does not matter. You made your day's pay. That's all that matters. Govax is moving up pretty nicely again.
Which one?
The GOVX.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's a nice pop there. I gotta
Get a nice little
But
pop on that one.
yeah, to add on top of that, you could even say the same thing on a name brand stock. Look what happened to Amazon just now. Just if it fails to break higher, if it's not going to break over that next iceberg, it's more likely to pull back and then hold resistance.
It could be the next Nvidia. I mean, it broke all-time highs. If it gets past that, I mean, we could see a nice little move on it.
Oh man, when Apple made that move and you were going crazy on Apple, I was looking for the same thing to happen on the Amazon stock at first, and it was at
Mhm.
that 190. It just didn't do it, and I lost interest. So yesterday I missed the move. I was like, damn it, that 190 level finally. But as a trader, like you taught me and you teach everyone else, but like you know more often than not when that could happen.
Mhm.
Wow, there's like no resistance out there on the ScovX up until 4, huh?
Nothing out there.
Okay.
Nothing out there.
And then you got a new order on the bid, maybe a ladder kicking in on the buy side as well, Fausto. This looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Look at that beautiful run up.
One of us here on YouTube right now, Fausto, just asking here this from a couple minutes ago. How about NVIDIA? We talk about NVIDIA practically every day. It's just one that we'll focus on our side list, much like Amazon, much like Tesla and the others. Tesla's going back up right now as we're talking. So that short squeeze may look to kind of continue over time.
The Nvidia trade, just who was that? Wellness, the one on YouTube. I mean, you look at it; it's $125 stock. You know what? Where are you going to make a better percentage gain, less risk? Trade Nvidia, or trade the Govax. You know what I mean? Like Govax just literally went up almost $1.50. Govax
A
just
couple
got to
questions from
actually bid
students,
for.
Fausto, in our main trading room. Susie just asking about the Casey stock, CASI. The spread on that's just pretty wide. We wouldn't want you to be following a stock that has, like an 8-10 cent spread for a $4 stock. You'd
Yeah,
want
big
something more liquid. That's something we covered just yesterday. From
Govax going
Larry
up.
on the NXL, well, that's going up. That's like a nice pop at least. You could say the same on that, but it looks like the spread's pretty tight on the NXL for right now. As I'm talking. It's
Govax,
opening up a Larry a little bit.
Govax,
But
pretty good.
the NXL has good direction, up 15%. That GovX might be a better mover though. That's like,
Yeah, Govax
just
looks so much better. Someone just bid it up. That's why at $3 for it's just be careful. It's more of a, what do you give it, a category 3 now?
yeah, well, and also really quick, not to jump back to the more expensives like we've been saying, but like I just said Tesla, instantly Tesla just blew the roof off of resistance there. It just shot up like a cannon, and you got resistance at 198, 199, and 200 ahead there.
Yeah, like I said, I averaged up on Amazon yesterday. I just, I'm hoping it breaks those big resistance. I did buy Tesla too on a swing trade, but I bought the ETF. I bought the TSLL. The WBA has been a really nice short too. That was one that was on the watch list. Buyers keep getting hit all over the place,
Yeah, that one has a
everywhere.
tight spread, good order book. Keep that up there for a second, Rich. We just covered that in class yesterday, as I said, and the day before. Just looking at good tier sizes, tight spread. That's kind of like a level one or category one, category two type of short.
Yeah, you could see right here, all these buyers are getting just got hit. Had a slingshot. There was a huge 100,000 share buyer out there, Josh, at 12. He got filled, and you could see it on there. It popped up, and then all of a sudden, another guy came out and just sorry.
Yeah, I see out there.
Yeah, not a really good move right
That,
there.
that that's exactly what we were talking about. And even with scanning, category one, category two, you can have it down the middle. And not only that, you just know that's not category five. That's not 20-cent spread stock. It's on a good order book, good spread. So yeah. Yeah, BSFC crashed. BlackBerry's back over 250. I might look to take an entry on that. Just give me a quick second though. The heat map doesn't look too great on it though. That's the only issue. It's kind of like program trading driven.
I'll tell you, this is probably the more easiest stock to trade is the WBA. Everything else is getting a pretty volatile. Like the Govax was actually pretty good. I don't know who else got caught onto it, but that one did really well.
Okay, so I just messed it up. If BlackBerry wants to go right now, it can, but if it just stalls out here for another 5 or 8 minutes, then you just know it's not worth the time. You could tell probably even sooner than 5 or 8 minutes, but yeah, even as
Govax
I
is
say
starting to
that,
get a
new
bunch of
sellers just joined the ask at 255, 253.
Kovacs is
Looked
starting to get a
good
bunch of.
until it didn't.
Sorry about
So
that. Go ahead.
yanked that trade. My main focus, Fausto, is Bitcoin today. I've been watching this for a little while now and been hounding Rich to buy more Bitcoin really the last 2 weeks. You know that, Rich. But I have a long-term position in BITO, and I think that we're just going to get a good push on Bitcoin coming up. It's made a good higher low here.
I hope you're right because my son
Got to
owns a
go
lot
make a
of it
higher
too.
high, like over like 62,400 or so. If it does that, we're going to be in good standing.
Okay, so we're getting sellers that just got executed on the Govax. You could see the orders out there. They're getting hit.
Yeah, you got one at 380. You could even see that on level 3, just on our screen in the trading room, on
They all
Rich's
got
screen
done.
right there.
Did you get done on was that NASDAQ or was that EDGX?
Well, that I wasn't able to tell. I'm just looking at a tiny, tiny screen
Yeah.
here. It
A nice
looks it's
push.
on one or the other, right? I wasn't able to use Book Viewer just right there. I did a whole demonstration on Nasdaq Book Viewer just yesterday though.
In class, perfect.
Yeah, some cool stuff
Warren,
happening
we're
on
gonna
like Marrow right before the market closed. Big like 4-layer cake, as you would say.
Warren, we're gonna be live on YouTube up until about 10:30, and then we're gonna come back at 12. We're gonna do a class at 12 o'clock. So just make sure that you are registered
And and,
for that.
and little correction right there, really quick. That's an introductory to trading class. We do that every week by Fausto, and definitely take part in that. If you're on YouTube, follow us at Cyber Trading U at 10:30 this morning for our students, for our Cyber Group Plus members and above. Patrick Grant inside our live trading room. We have the Phase One stock course also continuing. That's our actual paid classes right there. So that's something different. And if you're looking to join us in that, just make sure that you talk to your education advisor. They'll be able to break down the curriculum and answer any questions for you there.
So the stock that you own is IBIT, right?
No, it's BITO. So
Oh,
that one second, hold on. The
BITO.
GovX is testing 4. Your trade's testing resistance right
Yeah,
there. Popped. Let's
just
see what
took it out.
happens.
There it goes.
But basically, BITO is the only ETF that has options on it for Bitcoin. But what
Okay.
it is, it's based off of Bitcoin futures price, and it's not like the ETF has like Bitcoin within it. Actual like the BlackRock one, they bought a shit ton of Bitcoin, right? They're gonna probably have options on that available later in the year, but they don't know when. So
Okay.
I'll probably roll over into that. Honestly, so I just thought about that last night. So.
Yeah, so far the Govax has been a really good morning mover.
Yeah, it's been a good trade so far. And if it could hold over 4 coming up here, which is a tough ask, who knows? This thing can really keep flying up.
I just think, but the WBA for anyone that's new, that's a beginner, was probably the easiest short for you at 12. Listen, you're up about 20 cents on the short, so it's not a lot. It's not like, GOVX, but remember, it goes up very fast, is also not the easiest, the most tradable.
Ryan just killed it right now on a trade Fausto on Hut, one of our
Oh,
students in our
wow.
room. HUT's a miner, Bitcoin mining stock. So you got like 82 cents on that trade.
Way to go.
News of it getting added to the Russell 3000. Yeah, I think you know
WBA.
the answer right there to the GovX right there. That thing just crashed real badly.
The WBA is testing a big support level right here. You could see it, big buyers right there, 57,000, 55,000. They're getting done. You can see here in time and sales. Look at all those orders. Ding, 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 ding. Short still looks good.
What was the news on WBA, Rich? If you want to post that quickly there, I didn't see it from just before. So if you did, I'm sorry. Charles, one of our students, Fausto, just got like a 50-cent profit on GovX right there.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's the news on it.
Rich with the news on WBA. Walgreens, Boots Alliance trading lower after the company reported mixed quarter three. Lowered their guidance, though. That's like always the bigger headline with that. Anytime a company issues guidance, raises, lowers, I always feel like that's like the bigger thing. And Charles, let me ask you, how long have you been a student with us here with Fausto and myself, just at CTU? He's a platinum member. He's been with us for a little while, I know, but how long have you been with us here, Charles? One of our great traders here in our room. Man, that WBA just keeps crashing. Huh.
Yep. It's been so far the best, I think, the most.
And right now, the SPY just did a total reversal, just last 10 minutes, just completely wiping out the initial market open gains. Basically filled a little gap, I guess, and then just came crashing back down.
Look at these buyers getting done. They just keep getting filled on the bid. 100,000 share buyer just showed up at 1175. 50,000 just got filled. Let me hit. You want to buy some? I'll give you some. You want some? I'll give it to you.
Charles been a student of ours for 1.5 years, just about. I feel like right around there, Charles, maybe like 1.5 to 2. Time flies, honestly. Time flies when you're making money. No, when you're having fun. And Barbara had a nice trade just now. Michael too. Barbara on the GovX, she got 44-cent profit. She was in from 370 or 345 and out at 389. She wrote. Michael took a short on the chip sector right there. SOXL, nice. BB's trying off at 250. It's just such a slug. It's so slow. And I mean it that way because we're getting closer towards that 10:30 reversal time. So it's not like you're expecting a stock to move faster later on. Get out just in time on the GovX. Get out just in time on the BSFC. You can't hold on to those trades throughout the morning, really.
I mean, listen, the thing went up about $2. I mean, like you can't. We're not here to make $2. We're here to just make a buck a day. Keeps the spouse happy.
And you know what? Same thing's going to happen to Cala here over time. I don't mean to sound like a pessimist here. Like this might keep going up a little bit more, but KALA that Rich has up in our trading room, eventually this thing is going to crash pretty badly. So,
Well, Kala, when you look at the long-term chart, I mean, it's got a shitload of resistance levels right here at 730. I don't see it out there on level 4, but long-term, major resistance levels right around there.
yeah. Everything else kind of like scrunching up right now. Tesla is actually pretty strong in relation to this move here. It's actually made a higher low a little bit. Scan around with Benzinga right now. I forgot with my reset here. I got to load up all my good tools. I haven't done Benzinga yet.
By the way, if you're watching on social media, if you have your phone, you just make sure you scan that little QR code on the top left-hand corner if you want to join our trading, our 12 o'clock event. So please make sure you register for it. Get the alerts, subscribe to the channel.
I got a
BlackBerry,
stock for us, Fausto. Just it's not really moving too great just yet, but it's up 14 to 15%. Kind of looks like a Fausto flag, but it might be a
PLTR.
tease. If you look at ATER,
Oh, because Louise and Susie are calling PLTR.
take a look at PLTR first there, Rich. Shaking around a little bit, made a nice move before. I know that Susie does really well on PLTR day to day, and it's one that can make it like a nice little bounce over time.
So it's a little bit better of a day trade. Has been the
Back to the
greatest of swing trades.
ATER, Rich. Yeah, this looks like it's building like a bit of a Fausto flag, but I feel like it could also be a tease. The stock we did pretty well on. I think it was back during the pandemic or back during like a couple of years ago. What was it? It was after the pandemic. It was like end of 2020. This thing took off. This thing made a huge pop.
PLTR
Probably had a reverse stock split too because it wasn't really $550 back then. Is that what your chart shows, Fausto?
I said PLTR right here has a huge ladder.
Well, look at the ATER. Just want to show you that. No, I'm just saying the daily chart. Just look at the daily chart.
Okay, I'm just looking to see if there was something here. Resistance levels around 255, 260.
Yep. What does your long-term chart show? This thing's making a decent little
An
pop right now. Looks like it
ALTR?
broke the Fausto flag. So
The ALTR? Oh, I spelled it wrong. I'm sorry. I spelled it wrong. ALTR.
what I wrote in the trading room, ATER. It's popping right now. Rich has it up in her room.
It's definitely got a Fausto flag.
Yeah, look at the long-term chart. I'm trying to show you that. Go back to like 2020. What does it look like there?
Wow. I think I crushed. That was a great
And
flag
here,
right there.
right now, if you're on social media, we got to get back to this view here. It's probably not going to show as well. Right there. That's what we're trying to show. Look at the long-term chart. It's easier to see there. There we go. Yeah, so this stock has a chance to run, but it's been a tease for us in the past. The last time we traded, I remember it didn't make that type of move that we wanted it to make. It's like, come on. So
Makes a move,
just be a
comes
little
back.
careful
Like
here.
it's always
Spreads
little by
opening up.
little. It looks like waves when the waves start getting smaller and smaller. Go back, try to
Alex
pop up
joining
again.
Brian on that hut trade in our live trading room right there. Miner at 97 cents. He was in from 1584.
Yeah, Alex did pretty well. Look at that. Way to go, Alex.
Okay, I got to load up level 4 myself for the ATER. Just want to see if we can get an order on the bid to pop up here, ladder up.
Got a halt on GRDI.
On the upside or downside?
Down. Like really bad.
Looks like GovX is trying to make another move up right now, testing 380. You got a couple icebergs though at 4 and then 420.
Yeah, 19,000, 13,000. I see that. This looks like it's going to have it. It's got to break through this 4. If you go back in February, I mean, that was close to resistance levels, 430, basically hit it right there. It's getting close to that 4.
PLTR is trying to make another little push. It's back to the high of the day. There's a chance for that to continue.
It's so funny.
Susie, I'm sure you're doing pretty well on that. You got big resistance ahead on PLTR ahead at 25, though.
So funny. I was just looking at that.
That ATER trade until the spread tightens up, or if we get like an order on the bid, that would be perfect. But otherwise, I'm just going to be patient. right, Bitcoin trying to make a little push over 62 now, and it's making a new high on the day. So I just had a beautiful higher low on the hourly chart I'm looking at. And I'm just saying, okay, well, higher low, maybe a higher high, and
I was talking about this morning about the debates tonight, and President Trump also was a very, very big fan. He wasn't in the beginning of Bitcoin, but he is, and he wants to deregulate it, make it kind of, he believes in a lot. That if he does go up on he's leading now in the polls, but if he does well and does lead more and he does get in there, that could be a very, very good positive push for Bitcoin.
if you're in our live trading room, I just posted a chart that I'm looking at right there. It's exactly what I've been watching since pre-market today, and but yeah, looking pretty good. Rich, did you buy Bitcoin yet?
BlackBerry's testing its high again.
At that time of the year, Fausto, I'm hounding my friends and family to buy Bitcoin. Everyone,
Ah,
we're in that mode right now. We're definitely now in that mode. We're like 2 months after that halving event, and we were saying like, wait a little bit, not right away. Don't jump headfirst right away. I think now the wheels are starting to move forward. Jith in and out. You got some money. One of our gold students here at CTU. You got like 30 or so cents. Lazy math right there. You said you lost money earlier. Got it back on GovX. Thank God. Absolutely, Jith. Well, I'm happy you got it back, right? I think Wayne said something similar earlier today. Andreas scalped the GovX like 22 cents. He knew his, exit on that one. Good.
so I'm just going back
Larry
on
Williams says this fall. I agree. Josh Levitan agrees with Larry Williams. He means the profit perfect, Jith. Love to see that.
So we got the 2021s. We got some support and resistance levels there on the GOVX.
The ATER trade, nothing showed up since. You know what? Actually, I want to say this. It looks like 6,000 shares may have just showed up right now, but 6,000 to me is not iceberg worthy. So
The big buyer in Amazon got filled. You see it right there.
oh, yeah.
Yep.
What, at 196.25?
Yeah. You can see it's moving like in dollar intervals. You can see all the orders out there, but the real kryptonite is at 500,000 at 200.
Yeah, we're getting a nice little push right now. Tesla on the way up towards that 200 level. That will be interesting, likely for later on today. I mean, it's already at 198, so maybe in the next 30 minutes, who knows at this point. But yeah, it's a pretty big seller out there on Tesla.
That's some of the old swing trades.
Happy I avoided the ATER. It looked good for a moment, but until something larger shows up out there on level 3 or level 4, there isn't really much interest there.
What's the news on Tesla? You said is a short on it.
What was that?
Would you say there was a news on Tesla? It was a big short on it.
Well, from the end of last week, it was like pretty timely. I saw I word that a bunch of traders ended up selling their puts, so they were basically like expecting a bit of a bounce within Tesla going into this week, but they didn't like know to what degree or whatever. They just closed their profit.
Okay. It looks
So
like it looks like you
that
get.
I never like I don't always look at that news and like go right into that, but I should have, because the next day it did pop. But hey, there's still plenty of room left on that trade.
Well, it's got resistance levels at right here around 205 ish
Are you talking about the chart or on level 3?
on the chart.
Gotcha.
Yeah, on the chart, on a long-term chart back in February. So then it could be gap fill.
Yeah, that would be nice. And then you got the seller out there at $200 first. You're getting a push on that ATER right now, but until there's something larger showing up on the buy side, I think that's still a little risky.
Big order got filled. I mean, you could see it right there. Big bull right there. Someone went out there and did execute, Josh. So it looks like if it continues, next resistance is what 280 looks like. Grant saying it was a big pop in MLGO, a blast from the past, but not that far back. Yeah, something's up with this stock. Really hasn't. It's just so damn volatile.
Yeah, spread's so big on that, or it jumps around so big. So unless if like, I mean, nice little breakout off the pre-market highs there, like that seems like a decent setup. But look at this shakedown.
Yeah, you can't trade too many shares of the stock. It's like category 5.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's good though. You know what? Hey, it's not too expensive. So if you do just 50 shares, 100 shares, and you can get $1 on the trade, that's awesome. That's a nice trade. You don't need
Alex,
to.
Alex is calling riot in the room. He said it's
Yeah, Riot was up a tiny amount in pre-market, maybe like 1% or so. So there's a chance that can keep going.
yeah, they're not really moving that much. The miners.
You, so I'm just saying this now, but like obviously I'm bullish on Bitcoin, looking for a bounce literally as I'm talking. But the level on Bitcoin you got to focus on for the like real explosion is like 72,000. It held that as resistance going into June and then it tanked. Once it could break that, it's going to fly up pretty close to 100,000. That's where the miners are going to really benefit. So it's got
Okay,
to make its way back up there now, then break it again. So it'll be probably later in the year.
100,000.
I'm thinking about
Damn.
rolling over my options, the BITO, from January 25 to January 26, because I feel like the bull market can go further into next year. I'm like, do I roll them over already or what? I got to figure that part out.
ATR does look pretty strong. I give you credit for that.
Yeah, it's always tradable. It has good spread. That's like the perfect type of like
Well, tier
order
size is
book you want to
small.
follow.
Tier size is a little small right here. There it goes. Big order just
Oh, you're
came
saying
in.
ATR. I'm sorry, ATR,
ATR, yeah.
PLTR. I was saying PLTR. PLTR is like the perfect tradable stock. Now this thing, yeah, you gotta be careful on this thing.
It spreads a little wide. Look at
Yeah,
that. Ooh, look at that. 54 by 64.
yeah, it's gonna make a move maybe up towards that 280 price, but yeah, just tiny orders out there.
GOVX still pushing up.
There you go, Sam. There you go, Sam. Sam saying his financial guy has a small amount of his money in one of the ETFs, GBTC. So that's like in the actual ETF, I'm sure, right there. That's the grayscale one, I think, right?
GOVX looks like it could test 5.
Yeah, wow. It's a steady move off the lows, that GovX, but
Mhm.
it's not as easy looking at the minute by minute. Looks like a ladder on the bid kicking in, Fausto.
On what, the GOVX?
Yeah, on the GovX, look at level 4.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Someone keeps bidding it up. It's creeping there. It's getting there. I gotta zoom in a little bit closer. It's starting to
Imagine
get
not getting out in time on that BSFC. That thing's back down at 250 now. That thing's cooked.
That's once it dropped, it got to like 320. That's when it was done right there. Broke that big support 310.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've been calling them out pretty quickly. The GovX, the MLGO making that pop. You know,
ATER.
I wish ATR had a better order book though. That spread's now like 6 cents for a $2 stock.
Yeah.
I hate making a call out on a stock that has just a really big spread for a cheap trade because the chart could look good. And most of us here know, hey, let's avoid a big spread. But there's always a few of us that like new students or at least personality type. Honestly, like if you get caught watching the shiny object in the room, you might not regard the spread too much, and you need to. It's like a necessity. So you got to be very careful trading this ATER.
This GRDI that we traded the last couple of days, that was really, really fun. I always say whatever goes up comes down twice as fast.
Oh yeah, that's right. I mean, this thing I didn't have on my book map earlier today. Yeah, this thing got clobbered. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I hold it down. Like you said, you did call out the down hold earlier, and wow, I didn't realize how much it dropped.
Yeah, it was a nice move the past couple of days, but that was it. That's why you can't hold them overnight. See if there's anything else out there. The Govax, I see some buyers keep holding it pretty strong at 460 and 450. Telsa backed off pretty quickly. Rivian with that news from yesterday on their earnings, not doing too well this morning. Just going through
Yeah, it's a good
difficulty.
example of, with Rivian, you don't want to believe the news, buy the news, right? Like you always say, it's not the news that moves the stock, it's the buyers and sellers that effectively do.
Buy a rumor, sell on news. That's the lingo.
Yeah, definitely that. Um, well, that was a great example, actually, on the stream, Fausto. If you want to go, look up Penn National Gaming,
Yep.
this was in the afternoon, just last week. It was. They had the rumored buyout from another company, Boyd, and had a huge pop, pulled
Yep.
back. We got the dip in the afternoon. It was just on the audio in our trading room, and it popped up into the close. It was a nice trade. Like you always say, hold into the close was good, but buy the rumor. And the news hasn't been made official yet, but just get out in time, dump that thing, get out, take the money and run.
It didn't go
Look
up
where it
that
is now.
much too. It did go up $2, but that was like all after hours. But look, came right back down.
Oh no, that was all during the afternoon that day. That was perfect,
Yeah.
like into the close. Oh, it was as good as could be. And it doesn't always work out. I feel like when I tag in for the phase 3 class for you, you know when to take off. You know when it's always a slow afternoon where like you want to have that big runner and it just doesn't run for you. That was a good one. That was a nice runner.
That was the Govax starting to back off now pretty hard. Look how fast it comes down. This just shows you how
Yeah.
volatile that thing is. And there's no buyers out there. Took out those buyers at 460 when that happened. Said bye bye. Couple
Nvidia
of
could hold over 125. There's a chance for me there. That was just something I focused on yesterday, so I'm kind of sticking to a little bread and butter, but
this thing's gonna get crushed. The GRDI.
such a volatile stock, Nvidia.
Nvidia. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you've been saying, you've been surprised by like how much volume it trades every day. It's like the biggest volume leader now, right?
Number one. Look at 61 million shares. It's there. They did the split like CMG. CMG looks like a good short. Chipotle. Was it 50 to 1 or 60 to 1? I think it was 50 to 1, right?
I thought, yeah, 50 to 1. I thought. I know Luis definitely knows. She was mentioning in the chat last couple weeks.
64 times 50. Yeah, it was 50. Because I just timed it.
Yeah, so in the phase 1 course today, folks, for all of our students that are Cyber Group Plus and above, bronze, silver, gold, and if you have access to phase 1, that is, we're going to be covering time and sales. So it's a very important part of following volume. It's actually a pretty eye-sensitive program, meaning there's just a lot of things that go on that time and sales, huh?
Yep.
We'll cover the basics. We're not going too advanced. We're just going to cover the colors. We'll cover like the columns that you see Fausto and Rich have on their time and sales windows, and go from there. Just do that.
I had to set the defaults.
It's like
We
when
have
you go to
names coming through.
CVS and you get like one item and you get like an 8-foot long receipt. Well, that's time and sales.
You'd be
Let's proceed
amazed
with
how
the
many people. Oh,
transaction.
by the way, Govac's but a bounce.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a hell of a
A
bounce.
ladder
Holy
effect
smokes.
kicked in right there.
Oh yeah, that ladder. Wow, kicking back in, and it's even
Yep.
larger now. It looks like.
Yep.
Was it 35, 37,000 shares?
Yep. Right there. You see it. Clear as day.
Yeah. I
He's
mean, you could
laddering up.
zoom in right there,
Yeah.
and you can kind of just see. Oh, it may have been pulled again.
Look at
A
those
lot of
buying
selling
bars.
kicking in right there just for a moment. So maybe they just rug pulled, perhaps.
Having a tough time getting past that 5.
Yeah. Then let's see. Maybe that order will show up again, but you can't expect it with that drop. That's nasty.
That was a nice ladder. Brian loves the spies. Go, go, go.
Brian saying, "Go spy, go." Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's going to break the Govax. The way it's
Brian asking if
trading,
we got a report today at 8:30 in the morning, some like data report. I'm not too sure. I knew this week was gonna be pretty quiet. We have some Fed speakers kind of talking today, but not Powell. Look at my list right here. Yeah, initial jobless claims came out at 8:30, Andrea. That's what happened. And like something else coming out at 10 o'clock just before pending home sales, but nothing too big.
nothing major.
All right. Congratulations to Rich. He's a proud owner of some Bitcoin just now.
Mm.
Finally convinced him. You know, it's funny, Fausto. He was telling me like he wanted to buy 60,000 Bitcoin, and it was when it was at 65.
Right.
And I'm thinking long term. You know, like you always say, you don't want to mix your day trading brain with your swing trading in long
It's hard to
term.
do.
So my Bitcoin brain is like long term. So I'm telling him like, you know, if you like it long term, 65 or 60, it's not going to make a huge difference. Just buy more. And that's what I effectively did, and it went down to 60, crashed under it even, and that's where I'm like, "Dude, follow your heart. If you liked it there, buy it." And so far, we're looking pretty good.
Remember when you guys started with me with Cybertrade University? I remember you guys behind the scenes never really talked about it too much, but you were like buying Bitcoin, in the vaccine, like playing around, buying a little here. I was like a couple, was that 2000 or something like that, or 1000 it was something like that. No, was it that low? I
It
don't know.
was
I remember you.
2017 where I was first dipping into it, bought like 95% of everyone else at the top of the bull market or at the very afterwards, like
Yeah.
right down. Um, you know, shit happens, right? It happened to everyone back in 2021. Um, for now, for me, it's long term. Now I'm used to it, and now I'm used to the dips, and now we've been going back up a bit. But
Listen,
yes, Grant, class at 10:30 today, 10:35 Eastern. We're gonna post that link actually in a second. I'm sure we did already, but just you know, the phase one stock course. There we go for all of our students there. Our trading room.
and then
And we're
remember
saying it's been a
everybody, 12
great week for
o'clock.
a SPY iron condor credit spread. I don't know the first thing about those, but if you're looking for a move up, then you know that's effectively what we're gunning for. Yeah, this GovX Fausto, this thing's all over the place, huh?
Yeah, you know what? If it holds here, it looks like it could break.
I want to ask our poll question here to our students inside our live trading room. And again, scan that QR code if you're on social media at Cyber Trading You, if you're on YouTube or Facebook. Just because, you know, hey, join our trading room, get the full chat rendition, get all of the instruction from our teachers here. But let's see, where are we at right here? Where's my poll question? There we go. On a scale of 1 to 5, how was your trading day today so far? And if you did not trade today, then hey, just write that in the chat as well and just say, you know, did not trade. That's perfectly fine. I'll have
Yeah.
an option for that going
By the way,
forward.
I just want to bring up the trading room so everybody could see everyone in here, because there are people on social media that don't know that we have a second room that we're running. But I'm copy and pasting. These all are traders in here. And over here on the left-hand side, just kind of show you who's in there with the moderators and everybody.
Chuck saying, one second, I got to read that chat from Chuck right there. My apologies. Once the poll finishes up, Chuck, I'll answer your question.
And for everybody, I posted a link.
Most of us at the 5, 4, or 3 category here on our poll question.
And anyway, on social media, I post a link up there, CTU // CTU.co/free. Just click on that link and you'll be able to register for the 12 o'clock event. That's today.
Yeah, right there. Lower left right there. You can see that link.
We got the QR code.
You know, it's interesting, Fausto, the ETF there that I'm in, the BITO, it doesn't have good orders out there on level 4 normally, but there actually is like a nice sell order out there at 2350 on it. It's been out there since like before 10 o'clock. So, it should hold under that level as long as there's that 44,000 share seller there. It's the BITO one that I'm in.
I always like to go check out Monster.
Yeah, MicroStrategy. That's the Michael Saylor guy. He owns so much Bitcoin.
I know. It really has a big effect on it. MLGO made it pop to 21. What was the high?
God, that's crazy.
2150.
Chuck saying maybe you are not used to a condition to the reverses. Yeah, I mean that's a good way to phrase it. Conditioned to the reverse. That's the same thing as saying used to it. History has a tendency to repeat itself, right? So market cycles and all of that.
PLTR is
Getting a new order on the bid, Fausto, for a GovX. This thing's flying back up.
I'm seeing big resistance levels right now. It's coming up. PLTR coming up at 25 for 121,000. You see it right there? Big order right there.
That. Go back to GovX. You got a ladder on the bid kicking in on that one right there.
Yep. Oh, we just bid it up again.
Yep.
There it goes. Like I said, I have a feeling it's going to break the 5.
It's a crazy move up already here today. It's not something that I am in right now. I didn't touch GovX actually today. I just, right place, wrong time. But yeah, the PLTR trade's looking pretty steady. Susie, are you still in on that stock right now? I know that's her bread and butter. Maybe she was in that from before. Getting a couple 10, 20 centers out there.
I mean, I would get out of it.
Getting close to reversal time. Getting close to class time.
You got 2 big resistance levels. You can see it back here on the long-term chart, 1235. I mean, that's 25. So but there is a 69,000 share seller also at 25. So you got to get talking close to almost 200,000 shares between 25 and 25.
Stayed away from the video just before, and not for any bad reason. I just moved around a bit, and I was saying it needed to hold over 125, and it just didn't. It crashed. So,
what does this look like to you?
Clean from that.
What does this look like to you?
Wow, Amazon just flew up to 197, but crashed back down. It hit that seller there and tanked.
What does that look like to you, Josh?
Yeah, look at you again. The lines out there.
Yeah, of course.
Love doing that in class. It shows just the flag building.
It's consolidation. There's your Fausto flag. The Amazon trade, like I said, big ladder effect right there. Beautiful ladder effect. A lot of big orders out there.
There's nothing else I'm jumping into at this point just because we got class coming up in about 10 minutes. For our students there, please keep in mind we're not trading live during class. This is just the phase 1 stock course. So, that's where Fausto and I will do that later in phase 3, mainly Fausto, that is, in our advanced class. But, just there's a lot to learn here coming up in our next class ahead, just with time and sales.
Like that Amazon
GovX
trade.
trade may look to try and make a test of 5. That's the only thing that's kind of worthy here at this point. Otherwise, not much else is really holding that well for myself here. Just looking around on my heat map.
Yeah, not that much out there. Someone just laddered up on GovX. There's 40,000 share seller out there at $44.70 or something like that. PLTR is knocking on the door. Keeps getting close to that
Oh, so I
25.
just posted that link just on the lower left again, just before we jump off. Just the that one right there.
Yep.
I had this one up. This is what you posted just before.
Yeah.
Yep. So this one right here on the lower left, right here, if you want to sign up for our webinar later on this morning, this afternoon, wherever you may reside, right? 12 p.m. Eastern at ctu.co/free. Just go right to that link. Just sign up with your email. You'll be good to go afterwards.
Look at that big iceberg water hovering right there.
All right, Fausto, I'm going to jump off here just to prep up for our phase 1 class coming up. We got about like 8 or 7 minutes, but just going to refill up on some old water here. Feeling much better. Voice no longer like sandpaper. So I'm ready to teach, ready to go for our students ahead. And got your webinar coming up later on.
You got your webinar. We got the class coming up. Got a bunch of stuff coming up. I'm also going to be on Bookmap too, also. So I'll be on broadcasting with them. So we got a lot of training going on today. So we're going to sign off, everybody. If you're watching on YouTube or on social media, once again, just click on that link. We'll see you back then, and then we'll pick up where we left off. All right. So thanks for listening. We're here live every Thursday morning. All right. And hopefully see you at 12. Cyber traders, you see something, you say something. It looks like, by the way, before we go, one last runner. We got a big pop on that ALT. There you go. Nice. All right. Okay, everybody. We'll be back. We'll see you back here at 12. And everyone else, we'll see you in class.